Just around time. Oh God, we see the man. Can't fool we no more. Oh Lord, can't fool we no more. If education is key, why you can't make it free for it? Or is it because you no profit from poverty? When you look at me, do you see a nine hand? Or do you see another vote by your party? Only see you when there's election, and you only care when you're the opposition. Only see you when there's election, when election done, I not see you no more. But remember, God is watching you politicians, and then I say God is watching you politicians. God is watching politicians. God is watching you politicians. Not even holy water can clean your dirty money. The holy water can clean your dirty money. The holy water.
Yeah. Pull up that song there, no.
Just royal, oh God. We see the man. Can't fool we no more. Oh Lord, can't fool we no more. If education is key, why you can't make it free for it? Or is it because you no profit from poverty? When you look at me, do you see a nine hand? Or do you
But
see
the dirty
another
politician them.
You know what I enjoy it today.
election? And you only care when you're the opposition. Only see.
So
We
what
only
man
see
only
you when
19.
it's time for elections. You only care when you are in the opposition. That is what the Rastaman is saying.
Politicians, and then I say God is watching you politicians. God is watching. God is watching you politicians. Not even holy water can clean your dirty money. The holy water can clean your dirty money. The holy water can clean your dirty money. Not even open prayer can save you from your burden. No holy water can save you, master. You rape your daughter and you kill your sister.
Big up them.
You do it for the paper, you're a monster. For the blood you shed, Jaja gonna hunt you down. Wasting plenty money, and the children are living in a poverty. Oh, wasting plenty money. Hospital no bill, the road enough fix. Oh, but when my God is watching you politicians, and then I say God is watching you politicians. God is watching you politicians. God is watching you politicians. Clean your dirty money. The holy water and clean your dirty money. The holy water can clean your dirty money. That even open prayer can save you from your family. Do you get?
Yo, big up, respect, Assalamu alaikum. Asan Jaide. That is an anthem. That's anthem. That's a message for the politicians, both in government and outside government, because people are selfish. People, they are very selfish. You see them when they need you. You hear them only when they want you. So this is the message for the people now. If you are not there for the people before, you don't just show up from the blue thinking that people are fool. People are not fools, bro. Now people are very aware. Fini Johnny Mauro. Asan Jaite, welcome to the open conversation, bro. It's always a pleasure to host you. I always have positive feedbacks from people There are people they say us. Some people say NND do kay pay ko base wat koy dangam.
Uwasata.
Pay ko kuno ina pay ko kuno Morocco do wenne mutaro en la yangi bro Asan onon di do nande ti be hore boy. Ini mo minyan ko menen hawti jamono for the same generation. So ko the same ko ndiyan gota men fuddori yarude maybe ko dum woni hakkilam. Asan mi accete salmi I will let you introduce make your salutations and for the record we are expecting to have brother Sekuba kono you know because of the network in Gambia you cannot blame anybody in the Gambia you know maybe his telephone is flat or you know this you know or somewhere in the networks are gone.
Well, I don't know la.
Mi don't know very clear.
Okay. Misiki ko duma nyango earpiece on kono fad mita mo you know.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. On jaram assalamu alaikum musibe ambeng en salmini onon pop jento men hombe arta jentugol men kadi as usual rek comme watta you know ko arugol do yewta fi base yewta fi Gambia you know ndara hondo me wata nabul sare ame yeso you know ko dum adata men do you know so mi salmini onon pop yeah mal be konton na you know al tournal konton la komin ka kenyami rek kana jan ka kacca na sato la kula na banko la kula so you know ole mol wulindi you know
I pay kungo mutara I wule mo wada mo inalan take me out of the mo wada comment pay ko wadu kundanga ngo ko mo Rabat Morocco ono minni mo simi di mo Gambia mi hela idane mako bo Asan Asan Jaite min kwando wani lan wade surprise I will say this the media platforms in the Gambia before maybe do a brother say kuna today Asan Jaite I am scared of the media in the Gambia the media propaganda in the Gambia people are informed and ill-informed they are misinformed because the spread of false news you know and people like I misiki Gambia found on it presently the way people react to and the Senegalese been going at a bosco people who seeking attention each and everyone now can just go on the social media and start to spread false claims or start to make their own narratives or observations towards certain things that they don't even have absolute, you know, knowledge of or clear information of. Boy, it is scary in a society where, you know, majority of the people are ill-informed, like not educated. They cannot access information, accurate information. Like Andy Mingyamai, then we can go on we can read Forea, we can do Daily Observer, we can do Daily News, other international news senders. You know, we can also read people when they write on their status. We can read and understand maybe like 50% of what they meant. Kono boy, kopurilang hulbinde found on in their Gambian society, especially on the social media. Now people they tie Asan, do you have the same concerns like me?
Wakar, thank you very much, Jarama. I'm glad that what did he started doing because recently, what the Gambia Kong, see, Sawi, you are not scared. Then you are not following up what is going on in the Gambia, because like you rightly say, maybe can be just the fact that you have a pen or you have a microphone or you have a platform to express yourself doesn't mean that what you are saying is factual, is correct. The misinformation most of the time, there are this group of people, Manuda, when they are always waiting for those type of information. Better capitalize on better social media. Because there is these other people, Manuda, see misinformation, but what reaction you got to Mananda is not necessary. So don't panic. So all I will say to people is, verify your information first before you put them on social media, or verify your information first before you react to them, because there is nothing worse than get false information. What I'm disseminate, adana men problem manuda Allah na andi jang konnu honto on problem hadata. So that is exactly what is going on. Most of our journalists, Kadi, I don't know. I think they just Gambia, they have a journalism school. The way those people, the way they carry on with their journalism, what they differentiate an activist, a journalist. Gambia, that is the problem. You cannot what they and the journalism kala a hereby role. You have journalism that they are specifically for health. You have journalism that they are specifically for foreign affairs. You have journalism that they are specifically for finance. And Gambia mimi journalists go to kofo hondukala ari they can go far what they analyze. So that is dangerous. I think we need to move away from that.
Yeah, as an that is absolutely what I'm talking about. Of recent, many people have been given this platform, because a lot of media houses in the Gambia, most of them, they are not accessible to the local Gambians, like to the general populace. I would understand when I'm better access to them. It's only people like you and me and people who are on the media who can afford, like data, continuous data, and so people in the Gambia who can afford to watch like this thing. But information like platform like the Fatu Network, platform like the how call it, the other one, the other Fatu also, like even this Paradise TV, even this Paradise TV and other
Africa, and all of them, yeah.
A lot of those media houses, not every Gambian what they access, because it is not in the general public. Those who make share those informations under like easy access information, like now WhatsApp groups and all like these things. As an in our hand means me so what I need to baserek mimi what I don't do. I want to say and that asan sitai ko joko ni ka ko fijundaro haliri dum madum ko andi ko what I read emphasis, or he was making an emphasis about what he want to see. But that own phrase more what I'm say on the social media, and that will go viral. People will be castigating you, saying all sort of things. Answer what are used on phrase. Asan ko don buri lang hulbin den about Gambia, because the layman in like in Nyankoy or in Basse or in Giroba or Sambatako or somewhere in Kulkule or some all of, because got on mimi the wide what they say on my WhatsApp group. Somebody who is in the remote villages in the Gambia will receive it, because on mojogi number and madu mu andi got jogi don number. So asan ansikuda kon government mo for what they towards that.
Media just to bring on media regulations, and these are any media regulations. People think you are now acting dictatorial. Media go sorry, so I don't regulate properly, and whenever we talk about wars in Africa, we talk about Rwanda. In the Rwanda ko dumani ko ethnic, tribal difference. Koduwadi war. Yes, it plays part, but also the media, the media also plays part, because there is this particular radio station, Manuda, the owner of the radio station, on what the broadcast all these, nasty things about this other group, So every time that he people, we have time, Manuda, sir, people wait for him. They have a program about that, and he becomes so popular. Yes. That people listen to that particular radio station. So towards the beginning of that genocide, right?
Yeah.
Even when gender almost to a point, like it's now time for us to start this. You, I on hala. It's now time.
Movies
So now,
on movies, if people want to know what you are talking about, they have to go and watch this movie sometime in April. Hotel Rwanda. They will know what you are talking about.
So the fact that
Rwanda sometimes in April.
The fact that Ohali do, right? You know, the next day, you know, people start, you know, organizing themselves into groups and killing people. So I media is very, 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 very dangerous. Today media it went in the wrong path. The meaning democracy, the way we interpret democracy is just bad. Because democracy in the United Kingdom and democracy in Belgium and democracy in America, they are slightly different. Every side, even in these mature democracies, you know, there are democracies there is no one single democracy that you will pin. We are a folk jokude. Sare Mokala, your democracy will be dictated by your culture and your laws. So menen Gambia, for Gambia ngidi waral farmer under the meaning we have a culture and we also have a law, which is our constitution, right? So until we put these things into perspective, you know, people will do stuff in the name of journalism or in the name of disseminating information. See, police what not the question. That is dictatorial. No, that is not. That is not. Because once I put a fear in the minds of the population, then you are creating this situation, Manuda. You know, anything could happen. So what the exploded before coming matter at the same time. In the United States, you know, I Johnny, there is this guy, you know, Julian Assad. You know, they're still chasing him to get him. Right?
Yes.
Andrew Snowden, they're still chasing him to get him. Right? Why do you think that they want to get hold of those people? Because information give already passed, very damaging informations to the United States, even though those are right, what they were doing. You see why the United States, you see why United States wanted them?
Yeah.
You know?
That is you're absolutely right. Yeah.
So this is why we need to be careful.
So Asikuda, is it not high time that our lawmakers, not Andy, to think about these things? You know, like Andy, last time when I was saying Jabi one day, I mean, maybe he the more advocate, you know, this social media regulations, like people defamation of character, people coming on the social media, saying things about people because of they are angry towards them or they disagree with them. Don't you think it's high time that this defamation of character, because those are laws also in the Gambia. These must be laws in the Gambia that defamation character is a punishable. You know, you can send people to, you can sue anybody who spoil your name. You know, take them to court. Don't you think it's high time for these laws to be emphasized and to be more given, you know, to people to know them? You know.
No, and the thing is, you know, Kohimbe tigi horema before the jet to do upon themselves. For instance, like you, Buakar, or me, you know, if Partner Network or let's say one of the media houses, Gambia Tong, or in fact, forget about those people because maybe those people they are a little bit, you know, responsible.
Yeah, responsible.
Because they have a business. They have a business to protect. Because last time I saw that was Kerfatu, Gilabewadi accused OJ of that fertilizer corruption. Yes. OJ Nabibe court threatening them menda 1 million kako, how many million damages. Ayan they quickly fix that.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. This is where also ordinary Gambians need to take step on people. Manuda, you know, when somebody writes something against you, you gotta report it to the police. If you are not happy, take them to court. You know, they will sort that out. That part, government cannot do much there because government has already put in laws.
Yes.
On that, it will protect the citizens. So when you feel aggrieved as a citizen, right, and for the other to the law enforcers, you know, what I launch complaint now. Once you launch your complaint, you know, and the investigation start, the problem with Gambia is Buakar, Maslaha syndrome, right?
Maslaha syndrome.
I OJ in the end. in the end, he has to manda kako kanko voluntarily withdraw kako hondu wadi kono on case after yahani konto 40 yade how gasa. Because of
don't you think Uncle AJ just wanted to teach people lesson like you cannot.
It might well be. It might well be. Yes, it might well be. You know, it might well be. To be honest, you know, he achieved that.
Yes.
Right. What did he achieve? Because Kelfatu, you know, what they did was, you know, I don't know whether at the background or and sometimes certain cases you can negotiate, you know, outside court. So it could be Harakodumbi. Kono Kelfatu watata hande kadi. They will not do that, especially to a minister or to any. They will not do that hande kadi. So this is where people need to take steps. When they feel aggrieved, when people tarnish their images for no good reason, apart from selling papers or selling news, right? They should take the matter to the right people, then bother don't address. Once we start doing that, I hear him because you cannot do that in this Western money. Because here everybody is careful of it. Because no, we never the court. That's when my court, you have to pay for damages.
Yes. Last time I wanted us to talk about this security issue in the phones, you know, because you have more security knowledge than me, you know. Me last time landed, you know. Asan, do you think the United Kingdom, when you were serving for the United Kingdom, did you think United Kingdom knelt down for them to send you people or to have a barrack in Germany? Did you think that is because United Kingdom underrate the military of Germany, or they want to use Germany, or is it just because there is an international relationship that people can do, you know? And still, I think that your country still have barracks in Germany, and the Germans military.
In 2018, when in the last, when I think one of our my camp Mansa Barracks, they were the last group in 2018 to leave because when camp Kotong boarding school on and a lot of things in Gutaslo. Kono, like you said, you know, United Kingdom in Mani Germany, what it don't come. We all know what happened for that to happen. Because it was Second World War and Hitler threatened the entire world and stuff like that. Not only United Kingdom, but also you have America and I think Russia. For Russia, and after we want to withdraw, so for United Kingdom, America, Buridumande to. Kono Andy Koburta sa dumande. Ilandi how many American comes when England do? Andy me and no.
Yeah, if they are everywhere. Because those are based on bilateral relationships.
I don't say I in 3 years ago, there is this American money, this American soldier. When I was soldiers, like any soldier, you thinking of people that put on uniforms and stuff like this. But this guy, you know, is working in the intelligence money. Debo Mako, when a dog in the motor, and the way we drive cars here and the way Europeans and Americans drive is different. So Debo Mako, when a dog in the motor from the camp to the main road, or when they drive to the wrong side of the road as if she is driving in America.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what do you call it? A suka. Manda uncle scooter jogi. Over him. On case is still on. Well, you know what happened? They wanted to prosecute that lady before the United Kingdom population, family Mako. They want the government to prosecute that lady. But the government say, hey, we cannot do that because many heavy agreement United States. These people are classed as diplomats. Yes. No. These people are not diplomats because they're not working in the embassy. They are working in the military camp. So all push and pull, they're going, America, what more evacuate. America. Uncle time Trump. So imagine, and in Gambia, if you don't know security, what a halutong. Walla,
yes.
Other countries, what they do. Imagine a country like United Kingdom, an American, military's wife, serviceman's wife. What a got huh? Minalma he see get away with it. Kono ongo iwi do, but I'm not prosecute. How ruti? So doing all time Joe Biden do. They're negotiating. They better negotiate. Puru on be after them. Whether mo charge. Kono wana ontunde. That is lots of them. Lots of people are killed in the United Kingdom by American soldiers. High to see because of that bilateral relation, right? Countries have this bilateral relation, you know. And you and I might not agree with it if you are in the wrong side of it, right? Kono ai sare another the overall interest of your country kodundarta, and that interest Boubacar, and that interest family Hassan, and that you look at the broader picture, which is the safety and security of United Kingdom. What America is able to give to United Kingdom to protect United Kingdom from outside aggression. Kodundata. Kono meneng, the saddest thing about Kasama's phony issue is two things. One, because of Yaya Jammeh is from Foni, and then Gila Moyade, you know, all that nonsense that happened. You know, many Gambian soldiers, you know, voluntarily left and went to Foni. And there were claims that, you know, they had weapons, right? Okay. Many times, Tammy Jammeh, you know, Jammeh was directly linking with these rebels. We heard about these things. People came and report about these things, right? So Kowadi Kong, you know, on time from 2017, you know, Foni was classed as a threat, you know. So because of Foni was classed as a threat, because of Kambe, one of people sali puri aja miyata because Foni didn't do anything. But because of majority of those soldiers came from Foni and then they left the army and went there, nobody knew what they were going to do, right? And they are linked, and they are linked with Casamas. That has added another threat. So Senegal, in the other hand, Senegal also have an opportunity to quell that rebellion. Now that Jammeh is not there, right? Because on time they were at the tongue because of Jammeh was there. But now that Jammeh is not there, they can use this ECOWAS agreement, right? They can use this ECOWAS agreement and beef their soldiers there to stop this rebellion, right? Okay, here is the thing. Is that right? In the parts of Gambians, many will say no, right? But I mean, if you ask me, right? If you ask me, I mean rebellion. Rebel ko bandi. Right? Rebel ko bandi. Rebel siye ko ladbi ala ko nyamata ala ko dumani ko arti ko sare ko himbe sare mi o tambin. So people around that area, you know, they are sick and tired of those rebels. Right? They want to get rid of them. So hakude kasama rebellion mappe Senegal dunko haju mappe. Kono mean the fact that they sometimes get into Gambia in our villages and terrorize our people. I have a problem in that. So if Senegal wanted to stop that, right, I would support them to stop it. If you want to negotiate your independence, do like other people did, civilizedly. Go to UN, go to Geneva, go to everywhere. Scotland follow independent, but they're not doing rebellion. They're negotiating, right? Barcelona and Spain, they want their independence. They're not fighting. They're negotiating. So why do Africa, anytime we want our independence, or anytime a group of people wanted power, they follow to the giddy?
No, many Belgium, though they want to split this country to two, to French and Dutch. They want to follow what they
are they fighting?
Yeah, they are not fighting.
Exactly. This is my point.
They have their own governments. Yes. So old system. And I want us to talk about media. You know, I listening to this brother Umar Wali when this happened. The way Umar Wali was observing, his observation towards the situation in Casamas was so frightening. In a sense that Umar Wali have a lot of listeners, and it was like Umar Wali is so blinded about the agreement that Gambia and the ECOWAS had, and he was so blinded that ECOWAS, Senegal is the major. I think they are the majors. Kambeburi Nabude troops into the Gambia because of Misikiko geographical situation between Gambia and Senegal. because that will be easier for transportation, and that's why Senegal contribute more into the ECOWAS to bring their securities personnel into the Gambia. And and it will be easier for Belgium to send Belgium and France to send more military into Luxembourg or into Netherlands than Italy, than Spain, than Portugal, and so, even though they are all part of the NATO. What do you understand? So these are the kind of things people I mean Belgium, France ko be do problem map ko be do problem map on they were fighting these jihadist groups in Mali. They came to Belgium to make an agreement on Belgium based on this NATO and this European Union thing, so that Belgium can also help them to give them military personnel, so that those people will go and operate also in that operation in Mali, even though Belgium have nothing to do with Mali, and France have like this colonial thing. And the Belgium government agreed to send, I think, more about 500 or 1,000 personnel, military personnel, to go and take part in the operation in Mali. So I even hear people also talking about saying the military should take over the government because of
Adi Bokar, Adi minma ko two things. Two things. I've just mentioned the one, which is Yajame issue with the rebels and the connection, and Senegal also wanted to stop the rebellion. That's one part. The other part is politics, which is politicon, which is there are a group of people, they are in denial, right? One, because they've lost election badly and they are embarrassed, they are ashamed. And two, they don't want to see President Barrow in that chair. Now, this is what's going to happen, right? I.e., if you pray for a military government and you have one, after one and or military you see what is happening in Guinea. You see what is happening in Mali, right? So if you are praying for Adam Barrow, Adam coup d'etat, Uncle Massibo Bonema wonder what they praying for that. Because whoever comes in, right? They will revoke
the constitution. There is no constitutionality. The little democracy, more than what they enjoy. And this and you have the guts and the money and the bravery to criticize Adam Barrow on national TV, to criticize Adam Barrow on radios, to criticize Adam Barrow openly. The past 25 years before Adam Barrow era, the mad Jammeh Mama Hebitong, who dares criticize Jammeh in TV? Who dares criticize Jammeh? Haiko atayafu anantago no hala in the back, right? Democracy, what are you doing? However aggrieved you are with the president, what a nyagu sarema, the military take over. Because when the military take over, two step forward, one step backward. Sorry, 1 step forward, 2 step backward. Because they're moving back to anarchy. They're taking us back to, Mate, right? Like what is going on in Mali? Look in Guinea. Look at a sitting president. No send off to his players to go to African nation football, and he's threatening them. So we nani what arte o. So Andy ko soldat rek watanu. Yeah.
Right?
A democratic
president will not do that.
That was nonsense from that leader.
And
it was international news.
Don't joke. Andy to him is a joke.
Yeah.
To him, maybe to him is a joke, right?
Yes.
To other people, or maybe to the players in players Mandanda, they are more affair with Western culture than African culture, and they'll be threatened because I'm sorry, there are players in Guinea, Manuda, France, or somewhere else, Jibina. They only came to play.
Majority of the players did not return to Guinea-Conakry, according to the news.
They will not, because this guy already told them, so we know what arte. This guy is a military man, right? So kuntaki I the problem with or Kasama's issue. Minko issue one maybe tongue is you have an opposition group. And this many opposition is not UDP. I mean opposition. Anybody who is opposed to President Barrow. Ajodito. Just because of you are opposed to President Barrow's government. And the military take over. I don't think brain no horema. Because when that happened, the little freedom of speech that you are enjoying to even say that will be taken off you once the military take over. It's only gonna take us backward, So Minko, that is the problem I have with Kasama's issue. If you don't know security, whatever Tom Dumani, because like you said, Omar Wali is a journalist. What sort of journalist he is, I'm not even sure. Right? Kako, financial, Kako, health, Kako, security, Kako, international relations, whatever he is, right? To come out and say the people of Pony are not happy. The people I've spoke to many people that Onyande, Umar Wali should be taken to headquarters to go and ask. They have a landam question.
Yes.
Onyande. Huh? That boy should he should have gone to answer those questions, and then they take the names of those he is dealing with. They would have been monitor. Because I saw this hooper, journalists under left and right Mako, Mohana Himbe. CSOs, the activists, they don't know their boundary. Right? Heba uninformed citizens under left and right Mako. Benko WhatsApp message remedanta mana dum analyze oni sarasino hukude oni watta start. I'm scared of my country for all route me wona get today.
Asan I me acha yara godum sa arti. I want to ask you this about, and then I just want to talk to you about our Gambian media, fala yote media. Saying arti sa yari godum saying arti. I want to ask you about how the Gambian media, the social media and media houses give attention to the Senegalese rebellion, and what is your observation to it? Because you must have heard a lot from Salif Sadio and his gang and his propaganda using Gambian media for his propaganda. I saying Arti, please me achete yara sorry 30 minutes afternoon you're talking about what do we. I also ask you, what do you think Gambia and Senegal, based on security, what do you think also as a security expert? Somebody who was in the military, who served and also have security knowledge. Maybe I jam from that. What are the term break? Me pillow also, yeah? Okay, Asan, thank you very much. Me pillow or song after me Asan Meng Artai back, then we continue our conversation.
Jesse Ryan, oh God, we see the man, can't fool it no more. Oh Lord, can't fool it no more. If education is key, why you can't make it free to it? Or is it because you no profit from poverty? When you look at me, do you see my hand? Or do you see another vote by your party? Only see you when there's election, and you only care when you're the opposition. Only see you when there's election, when election done, I don't see you no more. But me my God is watching your politicians, and then I say God is watching your politicians. God is watching politicians. God is watching your politicians. Not even only water can clean your dirty money. The only water can clean your dirty money. The only water can clean your dirty money. Not even open fire can save you from your family. No only can save you, master. You rape your daughter and you kill your sister. You do to share. Jaja gonna hunt you down. Wasting plenty money. And the children are living in a poverty. Oh, wasting plenty money. Hospital no bill. The road in no fix. But when my God is my chase, you politicians. And then I say God is my chase, you politicians. God is my chase, you politicians. God is my chase, you politicians. It might be the only water can clean your dirty money. The holy water can clean your dirty money. The holy water can clean your dirty money. That the rope of prayer can save you from your family. Do you care about the blood where you still like your house from the hill? Are your big fat pens when insurance a couple mil? Don't you judge me by my attitude. But when you raise the taxes, I don't know what to do. I only see you when there's election, and you only care when you're the opposition.
Yo, you hear that? See, any politician be an election healthy. The politician be see what they care about the poor people or people who can vote is when they are in the opposition. Most of them when they join the government is finished. Like Halalani, Galle Kumandangonga Mape. Joining Alaji Hassan, Alaji Kerno Hassan Arti. Hassan Jaite.
Yes.
And couldn't want antemango or song though, because election on are them out. Bro, I want they join. I hope we will get him other time.
Yeah, we will get him another time because Andy maybe can have go way because we can get bimbi me no try. Maybe no, it could be Andy Sara member I don't boy golden tomboy.
No problem. What the opportunity? Maybe opportunity. Maybe the sole opportunity. Pour you to them follow you to them since because I was so and what I follow sometimes this media houses money, Gambian social media and media houses. I learned to worry what is going on and what are they thinking about. Asan, come here. The 2 points in the mail and. Let's continue on the social media for Sakito Rodeng about your take on the Gambia-Senegal security and security force. How do you think? Asan, still, under we talk about this media.
Yeah, with Gambian media platforms giving much attention to this Casamance issue to the point of giving platform to this Sadio guys, the rebel leader.
Yeah.
Andy Boubacar, Andy patriotism. Andy Gambia, the way they define patriotism or the way they talk about patriotism is only when you are against the government and then they say that I'm holding the government accountable. I am a patriotic citizen. No. A patriotic citizen have to look at the interest of your state force. However small your state is, if you guys are united in terms of security, it doesn't matter who the aggressor is. It doesn't matter how divided you are. Because when it comes to things that threaten your security, on are together. High big nation go to what I'm doing. I'll give you an example. Israel.
Okay.
Israel is the only non-Arab country around that area. It is the Middle East, right? Because on the other side you have Egypt, and then Palestine is there. In fact, in the early days, Israel was right inside Palestine.
Yeah.
Israel when it comes to politics, Netanyahu or this person guy who's there, this Natalie Bennett. They fall the war on the when it comes to politics, they hate each other.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
These people, they hate each other with passion. When it comes to national security, when a Palestine or Hamas, with the rocket, difference they come together as Israel to fight any aggression homebody ko Sarema. You and I or somebody else, somebody that is pro-Palestine, but not agree with that. You see how they are surviving?
Yes.
Right? You see how they are surviving? When it comes to politics, before I warned this, before right? I Netanyahu said they have to force him up to the last moment to accept, to be able to form a government. Right?
Hey. Yes.
Even with that, you know, when in the midst of that, they were fighting this Hamas. They were together. So the problem I have with our media platform, customers, we had no come back on rebel bandi. On bandi be what interview. Be just on interview Mako. On hala so much damaging things about our country.
Yes.
And what he is going to do to our country. Threatening us.
Yes.
Threatening us. And I have that audacity to play that in your platforms. That is sickening, bro. Right? I want to analyze stuff. You don't do that. For the sake of your parents, for the sake of your kids that are going to school, for the sake of your next generation, this guy is threatening a war to your country. I don't care.
Yes.
I don't care. Hondu omiji, right? Ko bandi, right? So mafala habude. Yo ya haba Senegal too. One of my friends is telling me, Senegal don't hear me 40 years. Muna lulendara. Wala kono bro lolu dega. Ni nobu 40 years. The only time they will come and hit and run. That guerrilla war. That's not taking them anywhere. Because Klemabe independence is not going anywhere. They're not winning anything. Right? Instead, Senegal not even pin to where they are. All they have to rely on Kobandi Yagal. So these people you don't take them seriously.
No, it's not easy to fight the MFDC because it's not an organized group like they are.
Exactly.
They have institutions or where to find them. They are among the
people. So yalti ko ya hippo sare o wada sis be naima be dumani mabe arta ko sare. They're not even going to when last do you hear MFDC be Dakar be penetrate Dakar be wadi rebellion dumani.
Dakar in the Ziguinchor.
Exactly. No, and the Ziguinchor is still part of their humanity. They be independent. Ziguinchor want to find the capital map. They probably wouldn't go there. Let them sponsor their people. They have better penetrate Dakar. They have a Sunna radio jidding. They have a Dumanatong. Then people will know that these people are serious. Kono be bandi. IRA. IRA in the 70s. Yeah, you know, Irish Republican Army. In the 70s, IRA gila be fala independent map in the 80s. London, be bata jam.
Yes.
London.
Yeah.
UK. England he bata jam because pop.
Yes.
Hay ko pop jidin be yahay be hupaton massivo. Right? So Kambe they want London to feel their pain. They want London to take them seriously. They are not in Jordani to Belfast wala to Dublin. Jordani in place Ireland. Pena kambe be fala independent be have hippo sare go within their own people. Hippo be Nigeria be they don't do that. They went to the people who are not giving them their independence. They want people to understand what their griefs are. So see MFDC know what I do, right? I will take them seriously. What I will not condone is a group of bandits, pejoda ko ladde, right? Si be hega ma be ha ko sare be ya be jetta na e bari be himbe be ha ko ladde be jara be nyamadu be jetta drugs, weed illegally selling it to people, right? Be jetta logs, illegal selling of logs to people. And we are Benkobe fighting for independence. What sort of independence are they fighting?
There is those.
What are being interview on what threatening Sarema?
Yeah, like Salif Sadio ko na le do ko Salif Sadio inni ako ate ni to lafta kelela Gambia kono hani mote e be kelela dula lafta dameng mote stop nola
abe fani yalla mo dala monta Senegal fo Gambia la mat la promo Okay.
Yeah. So coming on my boy, so how dare you go to be listening to giving
Exactly.
your media your this thing, and then you dare to air that on the for your Gambian populace, bro.
The ID thing is be farmani ko bone wadde and neto si farmani ko ne wadde a wada go to hanga you are thinking that you are damaging somebody kon hara you are exposing your stupidity and your ignorance. That is exactly what they did, right? I mean, if I were one of the security all these people, they have motivation. Why they go there? And it's about time. It's about time, Gambia. We start to use these terrorism acts. ID terrorism acts here, ananga neto, yaha jotina mudla goto, because you think he is a terrorist. Tai terrorist cannot amanuda or what I inside hate. Cannot amanuda or not fear in people. Cannot amanuda uhulbina jamano. What terrorists? It's terrorizing people. So what these people have done, they did terrorism because they went there and interview a bandit, right? Be adi on bandit. Play a platform and you are concerned. Me, I am concerned. Yes. And we are thousands of miles away from Gambia. Imagine the Gambians that are living around that area, hearing that.
No,
a media platform should not behave like that.
So don't you think the Ministry of Information should do something about that?
And the thing is, and like I keep saying, I owe democracy. I mean, command that mean farmani. On democracy, certain radio stations are still operating in Gambia. Certain journalists are still freely working in the Gambia, thinking they are journalists. No, these people, you have to bring them down, sit them down, and show them that what you are doing is wrong. Charge them, put them in jail. That is what you do with these people. That is what you do with these people. One of the Minister of Information, the moment Minister of Interior take action, you have a group of people, natido, democracy is dictatorship. Forget about that. I United Kingdom, there is a group. There is a group in Extinction Rebellion. Climate change group. They are green revolutionists. Bro, they will go to this train station. But interrupt train to money. They are like towards the parliament. These people, they glue themselves on the main lawal. They glue themselves on people's, walls. And the Gila Metropolitan Police, the difference is, and the Gambia, you have the Inspector General of Police responsible for the entire policing affairs in Gambia. Every district have their own police, have their own head. So London, we need a Metropolitan Police, headed by a commissioner. Okay. So Gila Bembe in the permit to a demonstration. You know what they did? They went to High Court. High Court on group, they went to court. I Gila High Court, it is unconstitutional. Permit. It is within the permit. And the government can do it. Government just to on group, where they be under the Terrorism Act, terrorism group. Once you are in the terrorism group, you have no right to demonstrate. Because that is where they demonstrate, Al Qaeda want to demonstrate.
Yeah.
Exactly. So this is how a serious country with serious security-minded people, this is how they think.
Is absolutely right. I will give you another example of where democracy the freedom of people is in the freedom of the general populace. It is in conflict with democracy. In Belgium, we have this organization here, which call themselves Sharia for Belgium, and those people are all majority Muslim young Belgians who are born here from like Muslims, young lads who are born here. They have constitutional right to form organizations and to vote and to be voted for. They said they want Belgium to be Sharia, Islamic laws to be here. But because of their affiliation with like these other terrorist groups like Salif Islam, the government, arrest a lot of those people because they were following them. They arrest a lot of the high neighbor or one imam. They have to deport him to Morocco because of his one famous imam in Brussels, because of his summons. And they follow that. They see he was part of those people who radicalized a lot of these Maghreb young people. He have a lot of listeners. So these are the things. And maybe what be deny gathering or like arrest what based on the interest of the state general populace. Then go be lady because in all sense, our in the camp fala Belgium wanna lady Islam. Our because of the way they were running it,
going about it,
the
way they were going about it might create problem for other people.
Yes.
You look at the interest of the state, security of the state. I state security. I America can be security the West, England, or the West in general. I Belgium the steps they have to take to deport an imam. United Kingdom though, imam everybody deport though. Jordan, Oman, all these places, right? So I just turn security sare mount. I just turn mo, like Andy Imbebeng in or Andy like go John Femialde, he never open. I security sare mount, no fault time the treat. I security sare mount, he never open. Danga wara open. So security sare mount. I forgot what they open. Because
absolutely because and this town also go to men presently our minister of immigration and something from Iran foreigner he went to the parliament because the case came to the parliament because they revoked his permanent resident, the imam. The minister go through the constitution and all those laws to revoke his permanent resident, and they got the permanent resident Luano what imo guide and they revoke his permanent resident. They revoke everything. I say mo jogi no nationality because I got dual citizenship. But I know revoke. What they do revoke? They deport him because he's a threat to the state. Because when Andy those and a lot of these young lads who left in Central Europe here, they went to Syria to fight. Most of them they got radicalized in Belgium,
Yeah.
A lot of our young Maghrebi, these North African brothers, they left and they went there from Belgium here.
We have lots of them in UK as well. Lots of them in UK as well.
Because their connection is here, and this organization that I was telling you, they were having momentum here because because of this terrorism and all those things. People get feared because they see they are not up to good,
Bro, idandi honuntaki West Africa coup d'etat. What a easy ton.
No.
Idandi honuntaki meneng Africa meneng coup d'etat what a easy ton. Because security amengong be jetata high tus ko wadi serious. Hasi ari ko dane mal. When you get to their face, they cannot stop it. Because minimal security are 40 what they open. And then in case what I find out, what on case what. That is why these countries here, Belgium war, United Kingdom war, US war, what is someone a Juma? Imagine an imam, what a shaman, but not the imam, what they interrogate. First, what they will do, they put a surveillance on that imam.
Almost Dutiano jogi recording.
Bendara, what analyze body language mount. We want to analyze speech mount. We want to analyze audience mount. We want to analyze everybody that is connected to you will be analyzed. Which direction are you taking? Are you just saying this because you're quoting from the Islamic scriptures? Or are you saying this to make sure people act on it? Or are you saying this to influence people, to create more radical people? To inform what to analyze one by one. Right? On step, put go must stop. Because when they take that step toward one stop, which means ang ida burtinde.
Yes.
Where must stop at the name and go. So Gambia, like say Guinea, right? Or all these places. You've seen, Himbesare what Benotong, Benowada instigate others to be angry about the government. Not in terms of opposing the government, which is okay, because in every government, I want a vibrant opposition. Opposition manuda, be wada bundu hatal government on, how government on what ako 40 what de. That I would advocate that every day. What I don't want is this most of the time it's not even the opposition. It's just the journalists and activists. Most countries Koben water start all nonsense. Manuda. After I what certain citizens take that up. See put amo halde ko sare, put amo yew today. How soldiers pick that up and want to act on that. Nako himbe sare ben tampi konutaki meneme wadi act or action.
Yeah,
right?
like in Guinea Conakry and Burkina Faso,
exactly,
and Mali, all of those things. They based it on that.
Paul Kagame. The reason why Paul Kagame is still, I think because Paul Kagame was a general in the army. He was a head, and he's a master planner of wars and stuff like that. He's a strong man. He doesn't. Paul Kagame figures security. That's why that man is still there, and that is why his country is developing. And people, many know, quite often we reference Rwanda because of the war that happened in Rwanda. A hunter Rwanda when handed in terms of development. All the other things, the human rights issues and all the other things, people are paying less attention to that. Right? You know why? Because Paul Kagame sa imirek himo amam. I put him anything that resembles you bringing chaos to that country, you are in prison. Hashtag our opposition. So Minani President Barrow should do that, like start putting people in prison for just because of their opposing him. Opposition no wodi halaji mo fotda halde ko sare. Sa woni jomma platform no wodi halaji ko fotda halde. Ko andanda jamaon jettata what I will use as a weapon pour anugol yanugol kodo lam. This is what I'm trying to drive at.
Yes.
A jomma platform, right? Homanda himbe ben gentle, like people like Omar Wali, reporting for Deutsche Welle, reporting for BBC, right? It's not only Gambians that listen to that dude, right? Also people outside, right? So for him to come out and say stuff like that was really troubling. People like, hi Johnny, no. Bring him and educate him. In that process of interrogation, right? You explain certain security ramifications of what he is uttering.
No, I mean several times. Analyze when he go live. I listen to him because most of the time when he's giving his this live, like updating people about Gambia and how we think about things politically, all national matters. I listen to him. Sometimes I wonder why do he do say certain things, knowing that he have a certain him why mo misunderstand, because Sandari after that, when Sandari there was a confrontation between this village people.
Yeah, one of the villages in Foni,
and the Senegalese security personnel, and because of this attention, this information that were misinformations, and also like making people believe, the government of the Gambia, because people are saying the government of the Gambia is so weak, they are controlled by Senegal, and blah blah. Many people came out and
imagine, sir. And as a Gambian, you should even say that.
Yeah,
our government is weak. We are controlled by Senegal. And the one thing that many Gambians are very, ungrateful to Senegal is, Senegal has always come to our rescue when we needed them. The time they didn't come, you see what happened. Yes. In 1981, when Gambia needed Senegal, Senegal came, and you have lots of Senegal soldiers who died in 81. Who died in 81. From 1982 to 89, when Gambia had that confederation with Senegal, things were smooth. Our soldiers were trained, they were happy to be in that confederation and stuff. Kono, the confederation what he broke, 89, Yago towards 1990, Gambia now has to look outwards. Because Ani Meneng, Sibedenge group, we rely so much on that group. Because on confederation, Gambia was relying so much on that confederation, where Yiti want to develop their soldiers. In the event that these people leave. Right? So Gilabembari leave, now you have a security vacuum. Because when they go to Abdou Diouf, what they call military, even in the State House, what do they call? Let them withdraw. And they all withdraw. They packed their bags and left. So when that happened, so Jawara Jakili, and down to imagine, of all the places, he went into Nigeria. He went and negotiate a security detail. So in 1994, Gilaya Jammeh Ari, Gilaya Jammeh Yeti, Senegal could have come and get Yaya Jammeh out. Senegal could have come and get Yaya Jammeh out. Again, it might be a bloody fight between them and the soldiers, right? Kon harem foko banjul watta Gaza, So Senegal at that time, Abdou Diouf inni andi kon wadi hajumo mitawaka jang. Olutaki Yaya Jammeh jodi ton. Wana fi Yaya Jammeh jodi ton because of his grade is because of Abdou Diouf did not intervene, right? So na dun ko honu jibinani me 22-year dictatorship, because Yaya Jammeh from there went on to terrorize Gambians for 22 years. Now, in December 16, Gilame won on election. On the 9th December, when Yaya Jammeh made that pronouncement, ne annul the elections, right? What people don't understand is, Gambia, nobody outside can come to Gambia without Senegal allowing it. Because Senegal, what do you mean surround on 3 sides? The only side that Senegal didn't allow surround is the Atlantic Ocean. They don't go. It's not even much, right? So Senegal, what is sponsor a resolution to United Nations. ECOMIC cannot just come to Gambia without United Nations approving it and AU. Senegal has to go to AU, and then they has to go to United Nations as sponsor of a resolution for member don't accept for a military intervention to happen in the Gambia.
Wow.
Senegal had to do that, right? So many Gambia, on time, come before when you could do Umar Wali and all these idiots that are, crying for Senegal is taking over Senegal. Where were you when Senegal was doing that? You were clapping for them. In fact, we were saying Senegal, ban Senegal, Macky Sall because Macky Sall wadi ha Yaya Jammeh yahi. Tumoni gonga. Because if Macky Sall, Macky Sall no good books Yaya Jammeh, Macky Sall ini no. Election of Fotawa de Mimi Tawaka. Nobody will come to Gambia, Itako Yaya Jammeh without going through Senegal. That is the reality. So Senegal has always been there for us. Now, what Gambia need to do, this is where you bring your intelligent people. This is where you bring your smart citizens. Majority is Senegal. Be frame a very, very strategic security, arrangement. Manuda, these two countries will benefit. Harai go to Yata, go to no other oppressed, go to Yata, go to no. That is the only thing we need to do now. But not to stand here and think and start blaming Senegal or start, what Senegal as if they are aggression. No, they're not. Senegal has always been there for us. So now what we need to do is to have a good working relationship with Senegal, Manada. It will be 2 ways, both sides. What happened?
Asan ko ndal de do kon ko do mi falno ma you you lead me to it, because me fall normal, and I put this point I wanted to put that point on to you. Me personally, I believe the Gambia and Senegal should develop a task force, joint military intelligence task force in all sections of our military, either the immigration, police, the navy, and the every security sector. They should have joint task force that will work hand in hand for both safety of both states. Even though our Gambia is so fragile, our security is so fragile, and our military also is so what the developer want to go with on money on cap hebuno gila on confederation ye had this Nigerians, and that is why Yaya Jammeh and others they took. That is one reason they said why they took over. So don't you think it's for the interest of the Gambia and Senegal, mostly for Gambia, because Senegal military is well advanced and their democracy is more strong. Similarly, democracy is like their institution, like the parliament, the rule of law. Rule of law is already established in Senegal. For somebody to come jeopardize that, it will be very difficult. Because that
the thing is the Senegalese military, and the role man. And if the military don't know their role, they go and put themselves in a role that they should not be. Senegal military, they are matured, they are well educated, they can reason. The military have no business in administrating a country. Period. No, West. Or do want any civilized nation military no what if India. I'll give you another example. India, you see why India is where they are today is because from 1947 India has always have mediocratic leaders manuda, they are not kobe dictators. Everything you think an African leader will do, Indians have those type of leaders along the line until Modido. What Indian army says was, right? Meaning our position is not to change government. That role is for the citizens to determine. That role is for the citizens to determine. India with all their lapses, right? Because he may do the record stuff. But look at where India is. India, they have nuclear power. They are nuclear power. They have spaceships. Right? They go to space. So once you have politicians doing their politics and military doing their military stuff, sare o ya yeso. Well, see military achi ko 40 wadde, or 40 garde himbe, or 40 garde sare. When you can go ara wada administer sare, ko don't problem arta. Unko natta tumani bao, sare bao. So this is what our African brothers in the military need to understand, that the administration of a country is not your business. It's not your business. It's not that you will have citizens who are disgruntled. If you want to sit or military or what is like, people don't like the government. That's why every 2 years coup d'etat one
I see people on your head of parliament.
That is what I'm telling you. That is what I'm telling you. Because the military here, and the boundary map. And in the Cambe, their role is to protect the territorial integrity of the United Kingdom. That is where their mandate is. Their mandate is not to regulate parliament. Their mandate is not to regulate the prime minister. Their mandate is not to do anything. Only that is to do with administration. Cambe, you be gardu himbe oduoni haju mappe. So si military andi bro. Hasita prime minister no di dumani. Actual election ara. No oyi fop like Gambia did in 2016. No oyi fop nyande goto. When citizens use tampi, they will do change. And when they do that change, a change will come. That's the guy. I Gambia joining every 5 years there will be election. Every 5 years, if the President Barrow did not do anything in these 5 years, guarantee 2026, right? You will have a group of coalition who will come together and put him out. That is how a country progress, right? Periodic elections, periodic change, Imbebeng Ara go. Imbebeng Ara fresh ideas come and go. That is how countries progress. Konosi country in the Imbedi Futa Sonku direct, we are Osare Welani, the military take over. Then we are just going to go back to where we are in the last 50 years. That is not good for any country.
So you what is your take on like military Gambia and Senegal ka unu be 40 wadde? Awido Gambia no 40 kambe Senegal be herji mabbe be 40 jorare be wada. What do you mean? Be wada framework, you know. So what do you mean about
Andy, bro,
you know, maybe some of us will not understand.
Yeah, I Gambia and Senegal. You see NATO, North Atlantic Organization, that treaty, NATO. Canada. Imagine how far Canada is to Europe. America. How far America is to Europe. Right? They were able to come together, you know, after Second World War and drive, you know, a mechanism, Manuda, you know, it will bring these people together. One of the things that NATO was successful with is to stop another war in Europe, right? Because once Amemi NATO sare godorek, like you once Amemi Germany rek, or Belgium, Amemi England, Amemi America, Amemi Canada. That was the agreement, right?
Yes.
That was the agreement, and that is the agreement still, right?
Yes.
So what I mean by Gambia Senegal is Gambia Senegal, menen Gambia, especially Gambia, men putting that the interest ame. Menen Gambia, we will not have an outside aggression apart from Senegal. Sare go to Iwata konto Iwi, ara yana ko do Gambia, hara Senegal tinan. The Senegal and the Senegal jabatadum. Because which means they have to come through Senegal.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. They wanna comply.
Exactly. So which means meaning we have very little to do in terms of protecting ourselves outside. So what we need to do is we need to, you know, make an agreement in Senegal Manuda. You know, Senegal has already covered us. Senegal, what do you mean protect? Right? All we need to do is, you know, me what a clever, me under, me what they work him up because let's face it, even dominant, Senegal is going to dominate us. Senegal is 19 million or 18 million. When we are 2 million. Dakar alone is 3.5 million. That is more than the entire population of the Gambia.
Yes.
Bro. So you come to infrastructures and universities and stuff, you know, Dakar is way bigger. Senegal is way bigger than us. So obviously, when it comes to leverage, Senegal is going to use that. And that is every country. Any country, United States, agreement. United States take the upper hand.
Yes.
So you have to accept that. But what you need to do as a country is, Ankara Joda, what our frame, you know, an intelligence manuda, on one letter, pour Ankara Jogoda, Anko Ainugol, Ansana at the negotiation, Anko Ainugol. Because in every relationship, you both have interest.
Yes.
You both have an interest to protect. Right? So Senegal, however big Senegal is and do money, you know, there is a place that they think Gambia is very important. So Ankara own importance, what I emphasize. You have to emphasize that importance. Once you emphasize that importance, Ankara don't want it bargaining power now. That is your bargaining power. Senegal and Gambia Fiondo, meaning our bargaining power is that line in Casamas. Right? If Senegal really want to stop this rebel
faction,
right? What they will do is they have to. I'm not saying they have to use Gambia, but they have to use Gambia's baseline. So once men in Gambia, we have that bargaining power. Now, hey, if you have to do this, then A, B, C, and D. So those things, you know, people have to, like military experts and security experts, need to go and sit in that negotiation table. China, bro. If Xi Jinping is going to a meeting, he will go with everybody that is an expert in that particular field. We are talking about Minister Jimakode. So my Africa fee energy. My Africa, he will go with people who knows Africa, who knows how to deal with African presidents, right? That is how a leader do. A leader in because of your relationship with Senegal, no. You have to invite people who know, security experts, even outside people, take advice from people. I mean, study it. It takes months, a year or so. Study it and come up with a tangible plan, Manuda. So 1 more years, they will not have much to disagree. That is what Gambia need to do. Just because of we come out of these 22 years of dictatorship for what do you do money. I mean, what I think what happened in Gambia is because Foni Yajame is from Foni. Rebel in there were so close to Yajame. So Yajame pop Gambia from that moment. Pop no he gets Foni as a problem. So the fact that we also Foni as a problem, we just took these Senegalese soldiers and just put them there and said deal with them. That is not the way to go.
Do you think that was a good idea from the
no, that was not a good idea. That was not a good idea. And then you see Kohande Valley, people are start blaming Barrow. People are start blaming his administration. But you remember in June of 2017, when that brother was killed, Haruna Jatta was killed. Our own brother was the interior minister by then, my father. Gila Ari, right? What did he say? He said people need to obey the law or get consumed by the law. Yes. Those are the phrases he used.
Yes.
Obey the law or get consumed by the law. So this guy did not even, I'm not saying he didn't care about, the plight of the Foninkas, of them being so, cornered in their area, But all he's seen is, at that time,
the rule of law has to be expected. The rule of law has to go.
Of us, all we are seeing at that time is only problem. That was what we were seeing that time. Only problem. So whatever comes your way, you deserve it. Because me brother, my father, what he call Facebook, he was trying to say what is going on there. Minimum, money. Minimum, you remember when you were interior minister and you said, you either obey the law or get consumed by the law. Is that your stand still? Or that he wrote a lengthy money about that has been taken out of proportion and so on based on information he's got that time and money. Maybe that information you got that time is the same information Barrow is still having now. Phony is a problem. Phony is a problem. Anytime do one Eric, whether Barrow, phony is a problem. And come cut as a head because he's not going to phony. He rely on the information he's getting from Phony, like Mike did in 2017. So the issue here is we have to free ourselves from seeing Phony as a problem. We have to get Phony on board as one Gambia. Puru Kambekadi, Betawe, a what fight whatever thing that is going on in Phony. Sitaiko rebellion, Sitaiko illegal timber trade, Sitaiko illegal weed trafficking of drugs, Sitaiko, whatever nasty thing that is going on there, it is in their interest first to quell that. Because Boni ko kambe wadita start. So once they understand that, they will come on board. I'm sure many Phoninkas don't like what is going on there. It's just that there is no coordination between Hombanduda, they saw the bad, and Hombanduda, they didn't see the bad, but they listen to people who are influencing them.
Is it fair to say it is politicized?
Of course. Of course. It has Gambia from 2019. From 2019 to date, right? Everything that happened in Gambia, instead of menhala the actual issue, people see it in a political lens. They want that when that happened, I'm afraid, we will never get to the bottom of, solving stuff apart from, seeing. Because most of the times, you got to hide it out, the first thing you do is you see which political leaning the person is.
Yes. So
you know.
you are right, because I really, when I listened to Umar Wali, I really doubt if he was not opposing the government. But it's not my business, because I'm not I'm not I'm not
No,
I'm not
some people went to the extent of saying ne kanko adanta himbe ben Dabo, before election. Like if you want to see Dabo, you have to kanko nominate as secretary, like media relation or something like. But those things are secondary. I have no issue with that. The issue I have is when you are talking about stuff as sensitive as security, right? You have to make sure you know what you are saying, because
it's absolutely, as an topic me on hand is very, 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 what I wanted to talk to you about, because one animing ganda langa lewani kono alla wadi milo jogi connection, because I know people like you serve in the security sector, and I know still you are busy with it. You are studying, you did majors in that, you know about like international security, and and you are concerned about the Gambia. You can also balance. You give here, and they say people who might are listening now or who will be hearing this might learn a lot from it. You give examples from India, to Rwanda, and other things. Asan, next fala kama jagude because maybe almost 1 hour 30 minutes. And the conversation me on hande ko misinformation and like bad media and bad like people not reactions to unauthentic information, like information that you cannot authenticate, like sandari hay Mohammed Jite nyande mundo ko yalti do mo wulla mo haladuma. Many people will took this thing and say all sort of things be wrong ko head awai ming wano ming phenomena ni mo hala rek ming ko to time amin ni ko money do rek kono in a sense mi wada mo belem ming mi jodi dino makko min na mo listen am Fadu Baro ko kalmada, because when kanko ko jakan kejo Fadu Baro no susi mo si Fadu Baro ndari rimo in a sense ko jahanke no susi mo halde if min jahanke be do mi jogi do jahanke be o be do Belgium do ha Germany be ngala ko be halata be inala machudo pullo be ala no susa da inude no mi ona mi dandi ona mi machudo kono be yila be machudo pullo ay se be no dilan ko machudo pullo be no dirtala. So jata baba endo jahankebe kanko ko inu wale Fat Baro inni mo ne machudo jahan ko enno jahan ko furi mani dum min the susi dum halu de jahan kejo anybody I can say that to any jahan kejo, I can say that like that. But maybe kanko min himbe ben etti dum no wadi dum amplify media on boy himbe ben no hala bala be ronki de tum wonde male listen pedi do ko misunderstand maybe andi ko it comes to the same thing ko fuddori madon innugol ne I'm so scared about Gambian this media freedom of expression on Gambia on the defamation of false transmission of information, narrative, how people narrate information, how people interpret situations and this thing, Asan ankari
Andy min ka mi genti dumani amajita kono hala ankong still it comes back to what I said about Omar Wali. I amajite ko platform Omari. He is a household name in Gambia.
Yes.
When he said he's coming to give life dumani, many people listen to it, or when they have time they go back and listen to it, right? Because suka Omari hakile. Like mojangi mawadi dumani kono andi netdo tun right, like you said min kala sitay no min mi wonduno makko two things mi halantamo mi halnay mo ne ida money so you have every right, he have every right pro mono right sitay halaji mo hali tongon ko dum Fadu Ba halnimo anga nangine ko kal ko joki relationship maybe kanko at some point on angiran no so money ke dum he have every right for mono. But Amajite relationship mako a forced family on. Minanima Fadubatunde. Kono modi mako our president. Amajite hali ko hala mako one of his man when he can go, there is no protocol between him and the president. Don't gaini hala kanka. So see I on bito mako, on minyam mako, on badiraw mako. Kono on depot mako, sonajo mako. Wadima gotu. Te ange on high protocol ala hakunemo. Safala mo yide aya hayam. What is the best thing you should have done is yaha joda mako face to face. Wulla namo. Ne ko dum o wadila. Face to face. Woye body language maw, woye wara read tone maw, o ande honno dum metirima. So wari dum waran mo address. Then so ari no do. O hali dum. Then minna yes at least woye how healthy ko sili. Kono I the platform hondo wadi do ko platform makon. Wana high MPP tunde. I hombe wanda do wanda amplify.
Yeah, UDP
na figi be wanda they always want to hear this type of thing. They always want to hear these damaging things. Obe wona jetu do Johnny, they have an excuse to insult the first lady. They have an an excuse, pour what will spill this hatred mapped towards the president. They have an excuse to say every bad thing about the first family. That is what Amajide created. A hala makon. Kanko maybe kanko oyano gilamo arde kanko sikude he was just coming to voice out his anger. Kono I on kanko voice out anger makon have now given people license to insult the first lady. He has now given people license to talk about the family of the first lady, and even people to judge the first lady in a way that unanimous. That is what he's created. Kono koneto. If he realizes what is wrong, even though hashtag hobby and I have
mojogi gonga kono Amejita this is where first of all
what is wrong
because ko wadi don narrative kon ofodu kanko sa Amejita inni anga wida his intelligence Amejita this is not the first time I'm so disappointed at him. Amejita wadu no mo block force Feondo 2016 Feondo yani fuddi noddude do wadugol yennugol mandinkabe sebbe ben no inabe ni al sosita mandinko me yaaje ni a sosita akala badingol bulaje akata surwa futu akata mandinko fulol futu you remember that time I blocked the boy because I was so pissed off about him. I thought that was so unnecessary. He was calling Gambians. He even phrase lawyer Hussein Dabo saying Ali Hussein Dabo fanjube ala musolo musuralti and imprimba. I was so disappointed at this boy. I said, listen, I used to listen to him. By then I blocked him. I blocked this member caring since he was broadcasting in his living room in I don't know UK or America where he was.
Liverpool.
I blocked many people because of member caring because I was so disappointed at this brother. I said, listen, how can you people use platforms, even to be 5 people like NN or Johnny, 9 people head or end or things they are misleading. Jodaki hit it in one Amejite. We not allow comfort bano monanimo because mo jogani sina mo fatba kame microphone, Unko sina yagal no. Amejite no foti dum wadde one by one o anda fatba ko wadu ko hirudo rek. Afami o acca moton. Tebe pare kam ko wado wi wonde mane.
Boy Bokar. There is this brother Baba Silla mo France.
Hey.
O fala what they join.
Me kono o ma wada send message on mi wa mo neldu the link on. I don't have his details. So what did send message mi wa mo wada send link.
Okay, Baba message okay messenger then I see link okay.
selling call key, you know, because what we are saying is so important when what Ani react directly Yamako, what you worry, you know. Because Asan, this is the same thing that is where topic main on the beginning from the talk. You using the platforms,
yeah,
internet, you know, because Amejite no Andi one mo jogi a lot of followers. Like Andi mi halido fi Umar Wali, then I bring you to Amejite. Because Amejite ko halido about far back on fo jogi do hakile tun jodo tun ya wonne mane ko extended family like ko sina yagal problem.
Yeah, and which is even not good. Which is not even good, you know.
Ofotano dum adude outside. Because that is so disgusting.
Yeah,
you know,
sensitive. What is sensitive, huh?
What is sensitive? Ko holli go wonne mane first family on is not stable. There is no unity, even though be no yabe be yada together be wadani and be well done. First of all, can come mo what support president on wadani with all of his work to use platforms like that to use information without him thinking twice.
Thinking twice, very good, very good.
Thinking
because you don't know the ramification.
Yeah, one what Fatu Bano in Alane Fionu mi jogani because siko let's say Amedite microphone mo jogani on so wanano sister Sajo Mbalo jogani nomo Fat Baro halata fus maybe o yatano o hirata because maybe Fat Bar ko fewno halano I go to jogana ki mo telephone o yi wonde man fewno kanko sina makko ko halata e jogani ko mo telephone o yey hore makko andi debbo rek, you know, o yey hore makko at a point. So
that's not something that kanko I gila Fatu Ba wadi mo kolsa halni mo dum, you know, yenni mo like Ibe Sulimaya minna wala whatever he said ne Fatu Ba hali kanko all he should have said ne ntemo muta fenti no ntenga kaene because ako nyina mala first time tika diamu and God the boy, I like you said, I rate him highly because some of the things that come from his mouth, you know, I think you know he's very good. He is just human. I never connect to irregiata or I go to many form I never thought or what I do because he's human, right? I think you know he will learn from this, and then probably you know he will correct the mistakes he's done because I never. Heba gonga hapari on gonga wada reaction ma etta on gonga junga
so wadi Islam no wadi encourage people himbe be wada sabari, you know, wada to think twice, you know,
because sometimes you know anger lobere you know I porto ko taki Portugal don't bottle it I talk to people. Don't bottle it. If you talk to 1, 2, 3 people, one of them will give you something manuda. Say, at this moment, what he says is the right thing. If you bottle it, what did day 2, 3, 4 days, 5 days, how 1 week? You didn't bring it out, you will explode. And that is exactly what happened. This happened in Gambia all through his journey. Imoyade Canada, all through his journey, this guy is thinking about this, and he's never free. He's never away from this particular incident. Himo mijomo. Fly Canada no what did he need? I'll go flight. I don't mijo. You don't want to reflect. How as Canada, you are with your family. That still come back to you. What explode, right? I could not believe what I was hearing when he was saying these things, and then some of the things that he said are really damaging. Yeah, up to the extent Newiane and First Lady, you know, so Iwane ko Mako, Iwa ko Mako, which is a bit of that is damaging.
That is threatening.
Now, and you are not only dealing with the First Lady, you are dealing with the First Lady and his husband and his kids, right? Because Fatuba, a First Lady, a President Barrow, you know, bit of a heavy.
Yeah.
Other than that, a bit of Mako.
Yeah.
Right? So means minima Abubakar ang bitoma yaitum. And the well tama.
That's true.
So the brother dal these platforms, when we are using these platforms, the message that comes to come to our mouth is a message of unity, message of education, message of changing people's life for the better, positive. Una argol ko wuri platform di hulbina himbe. Una o argol o platform majina himbe. Una argol o platform jona information di himbe ananda information on what I net what the action manuda is not worth it, right? These platforms I protocol taki si celebrity what they got to, right? Be get time in a way the way they punish that celebrity is different from the way they punish an ordinary man. Sometimes we might not agree with it. In I not agree with it. I'll just give you an example. Don't you know what the Francejo black player for West Ham, Zuma.
Yeah.
On video, I don't see the video. Because when you make card Macron, make money. People are calling for that guy to be sacked. In fact, what happened is they sponsorship Duman Macron.
Like, Puma can
Adidas. Okay, Puma. Then body drop Duman Macron. But there is this other sponsor, water sponsor West Ham, Fertility. Then body drops sponsor. Zuma will go through a hard time. I think at the race card, what he play that is
that is what the Jamaican boy said. He said
no, Mingema, we will see that. Andy the rationale, the ordinary people who are the campaign, and the campaign be yet.
Animal rights campaigns.
Animal rights campaign, fine. Most of the time is these footballers are role model to these kids. What should come from them, especially in the public domain, should be right thing. Right? Ming Bidon Keba is 12. He plays football. He adores Mane. Mane, he will go into Mane's profile, Mane YouTube. These players like Neymar, Messi, Ronaldo. He will be looking at them. Even sometimes he'll come and tell me, oh, Mane, Hanky, what did you want? I was like, where do you get that? So, most of these kids, they look up to these people as their role model. So, and if these people have now seen a player doing that in a form of a joke, they will think it's okay. That is the message. That is the message. That is why they come heavy on these people. I celebrity those when they drink driving. See, ordinary person when they drink driving, they ban you for certain months. Yoba, a celebrity is what they do. Fine, Mobi Watama, because people think it's okay. You are sitting
on the media.
So
Belgium, though, you always hear it. As an Antung go to Saudi, do drink driving. I go to Alatanu.
Policeman that's it.
Raja Nangolan boy, wrong street or what did do drive boy speed. Boy, it was on Fendo RP Belgium it was on the news. Last week go on all the dokong. Boy got to gari mo party, what the drink drive. Onkari ko play mi andako bruga o planta ka ko on again. Kanko gari boy fam bibe ala ko news. That what you are saying is
so is the platform these people have. Right? So message whenever they transit. And if you are using a platform or you are a household name, the message that should come from you, 41 day positive, so that people can, because people are going to learn from these things. Right? People are going to learn from these things. So when they are learning from these things, they better learn the good side of what they are doing. Zuma,
yeah. So, Asan, and the topic is very important. Me found my to the last time found program we were talking about Base and because bro Natani me actually next time say yo tem more. Or what anyone know, bro boy follow what they join Kufun Oronko what they or Windila on what they try not to. We already are 2 hours. Jamo is working. We will encourage him to join us next time. Next time, if you want, he can send. We will send him this thing. He can also come and say what he want to say. we can go back to anything that he
So,
wants to talk about.
Mandy Karis, when Fioni Flyer, Mending and Dumani, we'll talk about our upcoming, Friends of Basse reunion December. Men put what the topic.
What they disseminate. I mean, all nine of Pike or Orlando in Basse December. We'll come and talk about that. Yeah. Basse reunion. Yes. boy, asan kon fala why not they do hande.
Yeah, like thank you very much again, Boubacar, for inviting me, Mengari. Handenak what the topic Manuda, is A, sensitive and B, very important. About our information dissemination groups, like these media platforms, the social media users, and also the security in our country in terms of phony and economic and so we talk a lot about these two countries where we can help each other and then collaborate after that. So meaning like I normally say, meaning we will just say what we think. And then it's not that we are the most brightest. It's not that menemburi jangude menemburi andude kono ko come miji kon konum mo inta kodum me halata do so onon gentobe membeng onon gentata mo wadon analyze what we are saying whether it's crap or good. So mentori kenon si time hali do on da what the affect got because it's not our intention to say anything that will hurt anybody. What we are saying here, is our firm belief, things are not going right in our country in a way it should go based on the information that people put in the social media. So, men salmini jama on fop, Uncle Boubacar, thank you very much. Until we come next time, Njarama. Salute you guys.
Asan, thank you very much for your time. Salmina no minyang boy. Arai ajarama en wala e jam, Thank you very much, Asan Jaite.
Thank you, bro.
It is always a pleasure. Hebugolo Asan. Asan yauta and fall no more landare since last time. Because last time found what he hit, yauta and what he hit. I wanted to talk to him. Because sometimes I like to talk about things when they are happening, so that people also can to know what is going on and the under exactly. Because kopuri what the dangerous friend on or jamano mo online. Go telephone a data, everybody can use your telephone and go into the media, to the internet and try to be heard, what I try him be nanama. But the way you use that is very important. Sometimes, sometimes you are right, but the way you say things, one asan ko ni alde do ko menen men hala rewoni atawa wonde mo anga sikay ko alde ko mijo ma wonda ala ko sitay ko si ko alde ko sitay ko reaction wonda fotu mijatade moja because wano Umar Wali en ko waday no analysis mako sitawno mijiti no moja or he was not like trying to think about why the economic there and why he and the do min mi do wada fewno mo wadata do administration ko on do psychologists amen because be psychologists be arabe halda fewno administration and the administration sida wadde do mi wadani Gambia. I did not do any course in the Gambia about administration. When I was following this administration about how to lead people, they bring psychologists, people and they teach us to give us training how to think, how to react, on information on people and how to give information and how to also react on informations that you get. On that training that we had one special training where they call the 5 whys. 5 whys. Alan, like you try when you get a problem, you ask yourself like 5 times. You put 5 whys. Even when you have the answer, you still ask till you get 5. They call it the 5 whys. That will give you give you the opportunity or opportunity to gather, to verify, or to be sure of what you have, what you consume, whether it is positive you think or it is negative, whether you will take it negatively or you will take it positively, but it will give you the opportunity to think accurately. The other one also, I'm just telling you from that training that I had, from that training, that course I was following. There was also, when this psychologist she was giving us this training, she said, that was very important to me. She said you should always ask yourself, what if what you are thinking of is right? At any moment, you should keep on asking yourself that. Tay ko anko wonda media de kon sino siko gonga, stay ko gonga, or it is moji, or what correct. You have to ask yourself that. You should go always, when you are thinking, ask yourself also, try to build this discipline of asking yourself what I am thinking of whether it is true, it is right. Andi sa aleni du ngoddo sikay ko afetudo onno won do miijaade miijorto kanyum ko woni miijaade kon siko gonga andi be nayang ko. But that is very useful, because let me tell you this, if you can do that, if you can develop that discipline, to question, to try to verify, you will always be very careful, and you will, I don't say whatever you do or whatever you say will be right, but most certainly you will be sure of what you are saying. First is ask the 5 whys. Why, and why. Up to you get them 5. If you have a problem or anything, ask yourself the 5 whys. And also try to ask yourself what you are thinking of, if it is right. Because most of the time I see people do share information or say things, I wonder if they ever think about it. Like this, our Gambian media, won't be the Casamas, no John Rebel Casamas on the platform for them to spread their propaganda. That is so misleading. That is so unprofessional. Second, Gambian people who call them celebrities, or people who have voices, people who have a lot of followers, the way they use their platforms, are very misleading. The other thing is, the spread of false information in the Gambia. It is jahili lang. Kono human is human. I learn a lot from Hassan. I hope also what we discuss here, what we discuss here it will be useful for you. But this is what I will say to everybody, whether you are listening now or you listening for it. I learned what I learned from that psychologist about these 5 whys. If you can ask yourself the 5 whys when you receive information, or when you are in trouble, or you find yourself with a problem, solely if you can ask yourself 5 whys and 5 times why on anything, and try to resonate about it, you will actually find solution to it. And if you can, when you are angry about something or happy about something, if you can ask yourself, develop this discipline to ask whether what I am thinking is right. Trust me, bro. You will. What I do, money. What I sabar ko. Inata sabar ko. What I is horema. Because reaction ma to anything will take time. They take the time. What the media what correct. What the money. So min ko no advice to everybody. So Allah ko walu de cham. Allah what men what no expedable bro say ba kon Allah what any join maybe what travel or family engagement, but we hope to have a lot of them. I wrote to some of them and I will write to many of them so that they will come and join me on Hassan Jaite Yauta Fi Basse and anything that concerns Basse or the Gambia. And while I jam coming brother Modon Bukar Gobi Jalo. Thank you very much.